Hey, what's up? It's Chris from ChrisBeatCancer.com, and I'm here with my friend Christina Beauregard, and we're on the Cancer Survivor Couch at the Hungry for Health Organic Gala and Festival in Branson, Missouri, 2014. And Linda just spoke, has an incredible story, and so thank you for joining me on this couch.
You're very welcome. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell me your cancer story.
Well, in 2005, I was diagnosed with infiltrating ductal carcinoma, and they did an initial surgery and a biopsy, only to find out that I didn't get clean margins. And at that point, I wasn't aware of alternative medicine or anything about it, so I was scared, and I was scheduled for a second surgery a month later. They wanted to get more tissues, more lymph nodes. They wanted to do further investigation. They wanted to stage me. So after the scheduling for the second surgery, my sister had given me a copy of a book about a woman who had recovered from stage 4 breast cancer after having gone through a year's worth of chemo, radiation, blood transfusions, bone marrow transplants. They sent her home to die, and her and her husband didn't give up. They sought out a nutritionist who actually put her on a program of nutrition, a nutrition-based diet, detoxification, rebuilding the immune system, and de-stressing her lifestyle. And she turned her health around in like a year. And
what's that book called?
That book is called A Cancer Battle Plan.
Yes, I read that. That was a book that I read. That's Fromm.
Fromm.
I read
indeed.
that in 2004. Yes.
So I read that, and that kind of piqued my interest into exploring other testimonials from other people who had recovered from disease and illness of other kinds, not just cancer. And I did that. I went out onto the internet, I got stories from other people, and I learned very quickly that there were not just hundreds, but thousands of people who had testimonials that had recovered from major illnesses and diseases. And so I thought to myself, they could do it, so can I.
Right.
So
right.
I looked for, Ann and her husband Dave had actually made another book called The Cancer Battle Plan Source Book, which was a detailed explanation of what Ann did in her recovery plan. And they also opened a facility in Colorado Springs called Health Quarters Ministries.
And I'll put links to this below the video.
Okay, great. And so they had this program, an 8-day juicing fast program, where I went to detoxify my body. I did a parasite cleanse, a liver gallbladder flush.
So in this part of the process, had you decided not to do a second surgery?
No, I didn't. I was still learning.
Learning,
and once I learned that these other people could recover from major diseases and illness, not just stage 1, 2, or 3, but stage 4, and other people who were like 4, 5, 6 weeks away from being told that they were going to die to go get their affairs in order, I realized very quickly that I was a candidate for turning my life around in a big way. So
yes, we all are.
Yes, indeed, we all are. No matter what state our health is in, we can turn it around.
Yes.
Until we've stopped breathing, there's positivity there. So when I found out about them, I canceled my surgery that was scheduled for February, and of course my surgeon and my oncologist called me and put the fear of God into me and told me, oh, you have to do this, don't you know you've got cancer? And that's what they do. They put the fear of God into you so that you will do what they tell you to do.
That's right.
But I learned very quickly that with all these other people with testimonials, that their power of their own bodies with the right tools, the right nutrition, detoxification, rebuilding the immune system, and de-stressing your lifestyle.
All the stuff we talk about, yes.
Yeah.
And so what did you do? Like, what was your specific program?
Well, I did all
protocol?
That. Specifically, I did a juice fast once a month.
Did you convert to like raw veganism or veganism? Or?
I did. I was a raw, I was 80% raw and 20% cooked.
Okay.
And I did a lot of juicing. I did juicing every day.
Sounds just like what I did.
I did a juice fast, which involved fresh juices, green, carrot, apple, and
Wait a minute. That's too much sugar.
Okay, again, it's not right for everybody, but it was right for me. It's
No,
what
it's
worked
what I
for
did
me.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I did a lot of vitamin supplements to rebuild my immune system. I also did very mild exercise because too much exercise is also stressful to the body and could,
Yeah.
cause things that are not healthy for you as well. And I actually left a job and left a lot of stress that was behind me at that time. And so
Do you think that was a major factor for you? Stress?
actually, I think more of it for me was a combination of stress and diet.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of meat, potatoes, cooked vegetables, and starches were like the major thing that I learned from my
A lot of
parents.
bread and pasta and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and
Yeah.
my ex-husband was Italian, and we had a lot of pasta, and we could sit down and eat 8 ounces of provolone before dinner, and that was a pretty regular occurrence on a weekly basis. So it was I think that in addition to the stress, I had a young son who was a very big challenge at the time, and so trying to work through all of that made it very difficult to try to pinpoint exactly what the cause was. But the bottom line is that I knew that I caused it myself. I
Yeah.
take full responsibility for
Yes.
the things that happened.
Yeah.
And when you can find out the things that you did to yourself, not through any intention, we were told that all these things are supposed to be healthy and good for us. But when I learned at Health Quarters Ministries in Colorado, all of the things that I didn't know about the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, and how these drugs and problems can actually affect your health, I thought to myself, my God, I am a sitting duck and I'm a sitting time bomb.
Yeah.
So I wanted to change my health around, my diet around, my emotional, my spiritual, my physical, everything got turned around. I was 30 pounds heavier. I lost 30 pounds. I am more vibrant and more healthy and feel better and look better than I ever have at any time in my life.
And hey, you can tell on camera, I'm sitting next to her, but she looks fantastic.
And I don't wear makeup except lipstick.
Looks fantastic, and I just love this so much. And people that watch my videos know, you hear the same thing from every person that's healed.
Yeah.
You have to change your whole life, right?
Yeah. And unfortunately, sometimes my program talk today was on choices and changes. Many of my talks I give are based around, my story and what I did and all that. But I'm taking that one step further now because all the people here at this conference are talking about their testimonials. And just a few weeks ago, I gave another presentation, the same one, on choices and changes because, okay, we know these things exist. What can we do? How do we go about making those choices and changes so that we can affect more positive outcomes in our health and in our lives?
Yep.
And unfortunately, there's no easy button. There's no crystal ball. It's not easy to do unless you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you want to move forward with your health. If you want to be proactive, if you want to take steps that will move you in the right direction, you can start slowly. You can implement small things 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, but you have to start doing them.
You have to take action.
Action, yes, and education. You need to learn that my big thing is creating awareness that there are alternatives to traditional medical treatments for disease. If you get in a car accident, you go out and you get broken bones, you need surgery, absolutely, positively, we have a place for medicine in that regard. But when it comes to disease, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, the medical profession is failing miserably. 80% of oncologists, when asked if they or someone that they knew got cancer, would they administer chemotherapy, say no. They don't want it themselves, so they know it's poison. You cannot poison yourself back to health. Fortunately, there is a place for modern medicine, but medical doctors do not tell us that there are alternatives out there, and for the most part, they've never been trained in alternatives. They don't know the power of pure nutrition in the form of raw fruits and vegetables that we can eat. And, raw fruits and vegetables go beyond just having a salad, a green salad, or a fruit salad. There are all kinds of raw food recipes that are out on the internet. Pick your favorite vegetable and Google raw broccoli, and you'll come up with, hundreds of raw broccoli recipes that when combined with other raw food ingredients just taste marvelous. And, detoxification, people say to me, oh, well, those things don't taste good. I'm like, well, they don't taste good because your body is filled with toxins. You have to go through a detoxification process.
And your taste buds change.
Absolutely, they will change because
and you're 9 years out now, right?
Almost 10
years.
Yep, almost 10.
Yeah. Hello
out there.
Yeah, almost 10 years.
This stuff works.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Now, what's your diet like today compared to then? Is it about the same?
Yeah, it actually is. I've kind of relaxed a little bit what my diet was when I was recovering for the first couple of years. Occasionally I have a glass of wine, occasionally I have a wild salmon. Wild king salmon is my favorite.
Yep.
But I still don't eat any red meat. I'm probably 80% raw vegan, and the other 20% is still cooked.
Yeah.
And I can dance circles around my my younger dance partners who are like 48 and 49. So we go out and we're doing aerials and flips and dips, and he gets tired out before I do.
Well, that's the thing about cancer too is you have to change your life for life.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
not just it's not 1 month, 2 month, 6 month change and then go back to burgers and pizza and Cokes, right? It's a lifelong change, and there's a period where you have to be super hardcore. For usually the first 2 years, you've just got to be super hardcore. But then beyond that, you still need to stay pretty hardcore. You have a little room to live a little, to go out and enjoy a nice meal out or have a glass of wine or whatever. But it's what you're putting in your body 80, 90, 95% of the time it's going to make the biggest difference.
Absolutely, Chris. It has been a phenomenal change in my life to embark upon this journey, to be able to share with your audience, with people that are in my network, with other venues that I've given my presentation to. And I used to run a raw food class in the villages where I used to live called Eating in the Raw. And the whole purpose of that was to bring the message of the benefits of a raw food diet, the nutrition that's based in such wonderful, healthy foods, to people who don't know. And I have a lot of friends up there who I still talk to who, are still looking at, making small changes in their diet and moving forward. And those are people that haven't been affected yet with major illness or disease. So it's still my journey and my path to bring this message to as many people as I can. And it's just wonderful to have people like you to help promote this as well.
Yeah, happy to do it. It's my passion as well. So you've got a book and a website?
I have a book. The book is I Gave Myself Cancer, I Can Take It Away. Alternatives brought me back to life, because I truly believe that they absolutely do. And I do believe that we've given ourselves cancer by virtue of the things that we've put into our bodies, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink. And yes, some of these things might not necessarily be items that we know about that we intentionally cause ourselves to get cancer, but the bottom line is that we're not educated about those things and how bad they can be for us, because we believe in the network of people, the government that is out there to support us. It says it's okay to have fluoride in your water because it's supposed to be strengthening teeth, or other things that we could get into long hours of conversation about. But the bottom line is that I do believe that we give ourselves cancer, and we can't take it away by poisoning us, by giving us radiation, and by more surgery, because those are not the things that caused us to get cancer to begin with. Whatever it was for me was primarily diet and stress. I changed my life. I changed my outlook. I became more spiritual. I was giving great thanks and gratitude to God every day for my newfound directions. And so I'm just happy to be able to, again, share all this stuff with everybody. And I have a website called CureDiseaseNow.com, and it's open and available, but it's still under construction. So if you go there, please bear with me while we're getting it fully up and running.
Well, I love the title of her book, I Gave Myself Cancer. I mean, that's sort of a bold statement, but I completely agree with it. You have to take responsibility for your health. You have to realize that, you played a part in your disease, and the condition of your body right now today is a direct result of the vast majority of choices you have made in life with your diet and your lifestyle, and whether or not you smoke and drink and take prescription drugs, and your emotional life as well. So it's a wonderful message. I have not read her book. I have a copy of it. I'm going to read it. And I know it's good. I can tell just from talking to her that it's going to be a good book. So I just want to encourage everybody watching this to get a copy. I'm sure it's going to be great. So.
Yep, and you can go to Amazon.com. It's also available in electronic reader.
I'll put a link below the video.
On Kindle and Nook. So that's Barnes & Noble.
Okay. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Chris. Thank
All
you
right.
so much for having me. I appreciate it.
See ya.
Bye.
Everybody watching, subscribe to my channel. That's Chris Beat Cancer. Also, check out my website, chrisbeatcancer.com. Tons more awesome survivor stories like Linda's, articles on nutrition and natural cancer therapies. So much good stuff there. Subscribe to my channel and subscribe to my email newsletter. See ya.
Bye-bye.